A podcast for nerds, unapologetic truths that are put in these words. Voice Junkie. A place to talk sports, politics, and pop culture. See who's holding the torch. Voice Junkie. Who's saying the best? None other than the protagonist, Mr. Chuck West. Voice Junkie. Now tune in and listen to Trendaholics in full effect and giving you wisdom.
Welcome to the Voice Junkie podcast, episode 90. We're getting there. We're going to hit the century mark. I promise you. It's going to happen at some point. I mean, if I don't burn out before then or some other weird life shit happens. But I will crawl on my hands and knees to that sumbitch, right to that milestone. Anyway, let me put on the claps. Even though, JB, you can't hear it.
That's all good.
I'm giving you some claps.
We clapping.
These are the Oscar claps, by the way. Yes, I'm gonna bring on a guest. JB, you've seen him before. You've heard his name before. You've heard his voice before.
Let's
you
go.
know what it's about. It's sports and it's Marvel DC time. This is gonna be what it's about. You know what it's about. When he comes on here, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the world of, entertainment. We're gonna talk about it's a lot going on as far as Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, before we get
here again.
Before we get into
back here again.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. I was thinking about that because when we had our conversation on the phone and when we got off the phone way after that, and I was thinking about a lot of stuff, and then that kind of popped up, and then I was just like, man, all those in-depth conversations we were having for months at a time when Discovery was picking up the assets of Warner Brothers, and we were even before that happened, it turned out that they were going to end up the front runners and taking the company. We were going through all these scenarios, and then when we found out eventually it was them that was taking the company, we started to break things down and what things could look like. As far as the timeline is concerned. And The Rock was still in the picture at the time as well.
Well, he kind of got the keys a little bit.
He did.
He kind of got the keys.
During the holding period. During the old leadership. And I think he might be a wink and nod from David Zaslav, and Zaslav probably stabbed him in the back. But David Zaslav's a greasy guy anyway. But
stabbed my boy Henry in the back too.
Yeah. When we get into David Zaslav, once I pull up this article in a second. But yeah, we went through all these scenarios as far as and you guys out there, you could pull up this content. I mean, it's on my YouTube page at Chuck Westworld. So it's at that YouTube page, and it's on some older Voice Junkie episodes. Those episodes are all over the fucking internet. You can find them. It's on Spotify. It's on your favorite DSP, whatever the hell that may be. So that being said, we've been covering this for years. And we were manifesting a lot of these thoughts, a lot of these things that are happening today. You kind of being one of those front panelists back then saying, hey, man, we're going to end up back here.
Yep.
A few years later. And my goodness, we are in fact back right where we started a few years later. Being a few years back, and now we're here. What I was fucking saying. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's just to see where we are, but just to get y'all caught up on what's going on with Warner Brothers. Now, this is me and trying to put on my podcast journalistic hat here. Let me get through this article because it's relevant. It was posted yesterday because Warner Brothers Discovery is now putting itself up for sale. It's been speculated for months that it would. So you had all these secret bids going in, even though it wasn't technically for sale or officially for sale. So it just now made itself officially for sale. That being said, I want to read this article real quick. And JB hasn't heard this.
Yeah, so this is fresh with me.
So yeah, and it's a dive into what's going on, who really wants it. This gets into the fucking Ellisons. I'll get into them in a second and how this ties into politics as usual.
I love America.
Jay-Z said it. Politics as usual. Like Reasonable Doubt. Check that out. But you always know if hip hop is going to be thrown in, some kind of hip hop reference going to be thrown into the Voice Junkie podcast. But anyway, the article goes like this. The title says, "How high will David Ellison?" That's the son of what's his name? The other Ellison, the father Ellison. David Ellison go in Paramount's bid to bag Warner Brothers Discovery. So it goes on to say, Warner Brothers Discovery is smack in the eye of the latest media and M&A maelstrom, and staffers are bracing for the possibility that they'll get a new corporate overlord in the near future. The leading takeover candidate is an aspiring Hollywood empire builder, David Ellison, son of one of the world's wealthiest people. Ellison, fresh off orchestrating Skydance's merger with Paramount, is now aggressively chasing a much bigger query in Warner Brothers Discovery. This week, WBD chief David Zasloff and the company's board publicly announced that they're doing due diligence on inbound acquisition, interest from quote unquote multiple parties. The company didn't name Paramount or any others that have made M&A overtures, but Ellison has been driving especially hard to win over WBD and Zasloff with a series of escalating offers backed in part by his dad, Larry Ellison. Net worth, they put this in parentheses. They had to do this, and I'm happy they did this. In parentheses, net worth more than $330 billion. And because and guys, if you don't know who Larry Ellison is, he is the founder and owner of Oracle. I know you've heard that before. Big software engineer developer. Been around for long as I've been alive. In 3 letters to the WB board, Ellison proffered bids of $19, $22, and its highest offer, $23.50 per share. The last coming October 13th, a source with knowledge, yada, yada, yada. This is finances. The last offer would value WBD at more than $58 billion separately. The company carries net debt of nearly $36 billion. Let me pause there. Now, the debt, I remember at the time when the purchase was made, I think the debt was like double that. It might have been in the 50s. Might have been like high 50 billions as far as the debt was concerned. And that's what Zasloff was doing, a bunch of cutesy things as far as canceling shows out of just, let's be real, just being a dick and taking social stances. That's what he was doing. Like canning movies and canning shows and, you know, cutting little bits of things to try to tap into that debt, you know? But with all of that little shit he did, they still ended up with still $36 billion on their fucking books. So all of that was for naught. So as I continue, shares closed. Now they're giving you context. The shares closed at 21.25 cents a share. So it's $21, a little over $21 a share right now. Now, you know, the numbers that they threw at you previously, the 19, the 22, and then the last number, the 23.50, those are numbers that they're trying to throw at them per share. So they're like, yo, we'll go as high as $23.50
per share
to wrap this up. So they are teetering in that area of as far as what they are willing to offer. Paramount, Skydance, or whatever the fuck their names are now. So it goes, Ellison, looking to do some ego massaging, even gave Zasloff the opportunity to become co-chief executive and co-chairman of merged Paramount WBD in his most recent, offer. Each bid was rejected by WBD's board. And the article says that they asked the company for comment, and the rep didn't, decline
a comment.
Decline for comment. Then it goes on to say, obviously, the Ellisons and their investment partners have a ceiling. They're not going to go after Warner Brothers Discovery at any price. Their latest $23.50 share proposal is not a best and final offer, meaning like they could go potentially higher. Now that WBD's board has kicked off an M&A review process and is opening its books, the Paramount camp will have an opportunity to come back with a higher offer or modified bid. But it's understood that Ellison believes he has the pole position among would-be buyers of WBD and unlikely to go much higher on the deal price. So let's pause there. They basically are saying, hey, now that they're opening their books to everyone can get, who is interested, can get a proper assessment of what the fuck this is actually worth.
And whoever wants to jump in as well. Now.
Yes, and whoever
as far
wants
as who I want.
As far as who you want, the mouse. So well, we get all of this. We're gonna get all to that real quick. Let me wrap this article up real quick. Zaslav, of course, is eager to pit rivals suitors against each other to get a maximum dollar figure for WBD, either as a whole or in pieces. Quote unquote. It's no surprise that the significant value of our portfolio is receiving increased recognition by others in the market, he said in the company's statement Tuesday. Netflix, Amazon, Apple are said to be in the mix as prospective buyers, but likely only for WBD studios and streaming businesses. So they don't give a shit about the cable part of their business. So Discover. So before this was happening, they were in the process of splitting the business up. Discovery was going to split the company up in two, putting the cable company, essentially all the cable channels and shit, on one side, and then putting the studio and streaming parts on the other side. That's the money. That's what the value is. The streaming and all that in the studio.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what people actually care about. They don't give a shit about the cable channels. All right. So it goes on to say, where am I? Blah, 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 WCB streaming businesses. That aligns with Warner Brothers Discovery's already underway plan to split into two companies by mid-2026. Warner Brothers housing HBO Max and the studios, and Discovery Global, largely comprising the TV networks. But one senior industry exec tells Variety that for the tech-oriented companies, WBD as a whole, inclusive of TV networks, quote unquote, is just not core to their growth strategies. Meaning it's just it's a dying industry. Cable's a dying industry. Nobody wants to really be in that shit right now.
No.
Basically. So now they go into Netflix. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos told investors on its Q3 earnings call that the company has no interest in owning legacy media networks, quote unquote, pouring cold water on the prospect of a deal for WBD in its entirety, while Sarandos left the door open by saying Netflix can be, quote unquote, choosy about its M&A targets. He added, quote unquote, nothing is a must-have for us to meet our goals that we have for the business. So he's just trying to be coy and say, I don't know if we want that. And I don't think he's bullshitting. He's probably like, look, I don't want.
They know what they want. They know what they want.
Yes. To me, that reads, I don't want the whole fucking business. The whole business is not really core to what we do here and what we need. But anyway, we'll get to all this, to opinions after this. In its announcement, WBD said it would consider a sale of the separated Warner Brothers entity to a third party alongside a spinoff of Discovery Global to shareholders. Meanwhile, there's been speculation that Sony might make a play for WBD, but sources tell Variety the company is not interested. Companies is circling Warner Brothers. Excuse me. Let me go back. Comcast is circling Warner Brothers, but is also unloading most of its cable TV assets into spinoff company Versant, potentially complicating any talks to buy WBD. So basically, Comcast is doing the same shit. They already announced that earlier this year, actually, that they were going to split the company into Peacock and all the streaming and, you know, the important shit is going to, the shit that actually makes money is going to be on its own books. And then all the other shit that's dying, like MSNBC, CNBC, all these legacy cable TV bullshits can go on the island of Dr. Moreau by themselves. Basically to die by themselves.
Pretty much.
But so plus analysts say, back to the article, plus analysts say Trump's enmity, whatever that word is, toward CEO Brian Roberts gives the Ellisons, who are parcel with the president, basically that's their boy, a better shot at getting a deal cleared. This is what worries me. This is the politics part. Trump, upset about MSNBC's coverage of him, once called Roberts the chairman of Comcast, meaning, you know, instead of Comcast.
Yeah.
And this dude. And a quote unquote low life. Yeah, you know, he's going to get his puns in there. The orange clown in chief is going to get his puns in there. Okay. Quote, any given past commentary against all things Comcast from both the White House and the FCC over the past year, the successful Comcast acquisition of almost anything seems nearly unthinkable, quote unquote. Some guy said this. Then it goes, I'm trying to, what's behind Ellison's desire to marry Paramount with Warner Brothers Discovery? ? It's the same trends that have whipped across the media biz for the past several years. Big media companies have been seeing a decline in their linear TV business, and quote unquote industries in decline tend to consolidate. Purdy says this is the same analyst, media analyst or some shit. The quote unquote the one major factor is scale. In addition, he says buyers often want to snap up high value entertainment franchises and intellectual property, partly to keep them out of hands of competitors. So yeah, you may end up with him saying that is scary because you may end up having somebody try to swoop in and just grab the important guts, the important parts that we care about, just so they can keep it away from the mouse, or keep it away from Ted Sarandos and Netflix. So then it goes, this is the part two, you know, got to read this. A Paramount WBD mega merger would entail a massive tranche of layoffs, letting the new entity consolidate functions across corporate divisions, studios, TV, and streaming. In the meantime, Ellison and his team are expected to begin mass layoffs at Paramount Skydance next week, eliminating around 2,000 jobs in the U.S., with additional cuts internationally. Ellison, speaking earlier this month at LA's, some swanky thing, didn't confirm anything about his bid with BD. But he explained why he thinks Paramount needs to bolt more content-producing engines to achieve sustainable growth in a streaming-centric world. He even cited Zaslav's comments from a year ago that industry needs more consolidation. That's gross. So, in a nutshell, the evil empire are the fucking Ellisons. They're trying to consolidate all media and their efforts to control the media and dictate the messaging that they want the media to dish out to the masses. That's their number one goal. And in that effort of doing that, they may gobble up what we care most about. And that's this precious property of WBD with HBO Max and DC Comics. The floor is yours, sir. What do you think about this?
I mean, we've been here before. This is the same thing when anybody purchased Warner Brothers. And unfortunately now it's Discovery. I do feel, especially if they're going to try to dish out different pieces, this is, and I'm going to the geek side of things, not like the whole Discovery and HBO and all that. but more for the DC side of things. This is what happened with Marvel in the early 2000s when they went, actually no, late 90s when they went bankrupt, and different companies purchased different groups, I guess you could say, in Marvel, where you had Fox that had the mutants, Daredevil, Punisher. Um, I know I'm forgetting something. Another main part. And then the Hulk went to Universal. Obviously, we all know Sony purchased all the universe of Spider-Man. Um, and then you had Disney that purchased the rest of the, you can say, the Avengers world. And it took us, I want to say, over 20 years just to get almost 99% of it back. Um, so that is what I'm hearing about purchasing different pieces. Some people might be happy. Netflix could say purchase Batman. Somebody could purchase Superman, but that's where you're not going to get them together. It could go that route. Or it could go the route where the mouse, or who I want to be purchased, DC, can purchase it, and then Warner Brothers can do or go wherever they want, Paramount, whichever. But Disney will own DC Comics in general, which that's who I want. That's who I want. I don't want anybody else. I don't. I'm not gonna say I will be opposed to having Netflix purchase DC or somewhat Prime. But I want Disney. Disney has owned a lot of franchise, and throughout their ownership, you never hear them talking about we're gonna sell Star Wars. We're gonna sell the Indiana Jones. We're gonna sell Pixar. We're gonna sell Marvel, especially the last two phases since Endgame, where everybody's talking about hero. Forgot the term that they're fatigue, hero fatigue. That nobody's really going to the movies for it, and you don't hear the mouse saying, "Oh, we're gonna go ahead and sell it. They're not giving us money. We're just gonna go ahead and put it on the market." So I say that because we've been here before with DC. I'm a Batman fan. I love the Bat fam. There's a lot of characters in there that we have not seen in the big screen. And the conversation we had on the phone, if it goes to Netflix, again, I don't know how companies or I'm not even saying it right, but when they are rating these movies, it's box office, not streaming, but box office. That's where the actors gets their money, things to that, internationally or domestically, box office, weekends. So for me, for Netflix, I haven't seen a Netflix movie that they had their hands on production. I've seen their movies come out on their network, their streaming network, which I enjoy. Like you have Adam Sandler movies, that are showing here and not movie theaters. So I don't know how that will reflect if they did purchase DC. Now, do I feel like they would do a good job with it? I want to say yes. They have had independent comic purchases that they made several movies or a couple movies or series. There was one comic book series was independent. I forgot what it was, and we didn't even get a season 2. So I don't want to be back here in 5 years. I don't want to be back here in 10 years. And again, everything's a reboot. When somebody purchases DC Comics, there's a reboot. You got James Gunn. Is he doing a good job? Probably. Is he a geek? He's a straight up geek. He's a comic book geek. He knows his material. He knows everything. He knows how to do it. Throw little Easter eggs. Some parts of the movies are great, and some of them are not needed to be shown. But he is running DC right now. So if he goes to Netflix, is Netflix going to keep him on board? We don't know. We also have somebody over there who might end up finishing his projects if it goes to Netflix. Everybody hates it. No, a lot of average fans hates it. They do. They really hate the name Zack Snyder. They do. People cringe. And I get it. Storytelling, maybe not the best. However,
he's a bit of a lightning rod.
He does bring some good material. We've never gotten a Batman from The Dark Knight, and Ben Affleck's Batman is close to that, and I love that. Superman had a little glimpse of New 52 and Rebirth in it. The Superman movie that we got from James, it's a little bit more of the classic. And it's a little bit of oh man, I'm half asleep, so I can't even tell you. I forgot the comic book that he picked to kind of like circle around the movie. But anyways, he's gonna have his humor. Again, great movie. If you haven't seen it, Superman movie from James Gunn is great. Not gonna lie, from beginning to the end. However, I hate the bagginess of the suit. I'm not saying that he needed the muscle suit like my boy Henry did. However, it should have been more compressed. I mean, Buddy gained 40 pounds of muscle and you can't really see it. I'm sorry. As a fan, I don't like it. But hey, but if DC went to Disney, well, guess what you get? James more than likely staying in charge and having his way, and also not having to feel, oh damn, is DC gonna get sold in the next 5 years, next 10 years? He has his partners over there. He has more people that he can communicate with. Get in a room and toss up ideas. People might actually get Justice League versus Avengers, because it'll be under one umbrella. I know people hate it. I know people do not like someone owning a lot of different franchises. But people, like, you gotta, when it's good for business, it's good for business. That's all. You can hate it. You can despise it. You could barf. But when it's good for business, it's good for business. That's all I can
Vince
say.
Vince McMahon.
It's good for business. I mean, you will, as a fan, I can get my Bat Family either on a Disney Plus or Hulu or FX or on a big screen finally. Now, granted, yes, we're supposed to get the next Batman movie under James Gunn. I think it's 2027 or 2028 or 2029 or 2020 never, because we have no idea who's going to be playing Batman and who's going to be playing Damian Wayne Robin. But again, this is where we're going to fall into. If this thing gets purchased in a year, all these movies that were supposed to come out, are we going to get it?
Which is a perfect segue into that other conversation, another segment of the conversation we was having over the phone. And that was what I was thinking about. And we went back to past conversations about why there wasn't So why James Gunn wasn't so head over heels as far as his long-term commitment with Warner
Was only
and
5 years.
and why he was just kind of hell bent on just saying, "Hey, this is it," and or whatever the case may be. And as far as his weird layout or his weird rollout of projects,
Mhm.
like listen, say what you want, whether you're a James Gunn fan or not. I still have issues with how he rolled out a lot of these projects. We've talked about Peacemaker taking a million years. Like, listen, John Cena is not getting any younger, by the
No,
way.
he's not.
And
No.
if you haven't paid attention, some of you don't watch professional wrestling. He's in his retirement tour. He's actually wrapping it up. He'll be done in December. Like
December
his
13th, I believe.
in-ring career is coming to an end. That's how long it took us to get to Peacemaker season 2. That the poor guy is now retiring from in-ring competition. So it's got to be a reason that because James Gunn, we've all seen him talk. We've seen the chick that he's with. He's a smart guy. He doesn't come off as someone who is not really intelligent and doesn't really have it upstairs. And as
he's
far
a geek.
And he's a geek and he
fucking geek.
understands this business that he's in. This stuff that he's been doing is pretty intentional. I think, long story short, I think, like I said on the conclusion that I came to over the phone with you, is that I think, and even back then, I always thought that there was just something to the way he rolled out his projects and why he did it the way he did it. Because he always assumed, like you assumed back then, that we would end up right back at the same place.
Yeah.
And he was only concerned, his number one concern from day one was his passion project, Superman. He said, you know what? I finally made it in this goddamn studio. I'm calling the shots. I've always wanted to do my Superman. And by God, if that's the only goddamn thing I do while I'm here, it's going to get done.
And he did it.
And by God, by all coincidence, and you brought this up, it got done. But it got done right around the corner of another cell.
Yep.
Which means James Gunn may be entitled to a bigger bag.
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about no motherfucking cell.
But
if Superman doesn't hit into the box office and does what it does, we're not here. So that guy is entitled to something down the road. He played his cards very well. He might have did it just for that. He might have did it just for that, knowing that when the renegotiation came up, when we get back to selling the goddamn company again, I'm going to increase my value. I'm going to not only increase my value, I'm going to put out my passion project. He did both.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, when you're saying when they renegotiate, are you talking about a newer contract for him staying in charge, or just him getting a piece of whatever they get when they sell it? Because, for him getting an extension, let's just say it like that, on a contract, that's going to entitle to whoever buys it. And, you mentioned Sony. Now, I don't think you mentioned Sony to buy DC. However, I can't have Sony buy DC. I'm sorry. I just can't. I will be seeing reboots.
Weird.
I'll be seeing reboots to the day I die.
That's weird.
Sony
buying it is weird.
But
especially when they're going to sell.
But hold on, though. Say it. They're going to what?
Sell Spider-Man. And
so that's not weird.
To the mouse.
But it kind of makes sense now, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, get out of that universe entirely.
You're done with Marvel. You're done with Marvel.
And
now you can buy DC
completely.
And then DC, you're not also, remember, they're selling a part back to Marvel.
Hold up.
See, and that's
and that's the thing. And that was the question that I had before I had forgotten, you reminded me. This is all assuming that they're serious about really breaking this shit down in parts where they can sell it off. Now, I think it's possible because Zaslav doesn't give a shit. He don't care. He doesn't really.
Let's be honest. They're just going to use the mouse money that they're going to get from buying Spider-Man back, and they're just going to use that for DC.
Yeah,
they're just going to take that money.
Yeah, but I at this point, just knowing like the evil shit that's going on with Paramount is like.
I see
that. I don't care who gets it at this point, as long as it ain't Paramount. You know what I'm saying? Like that is some other shit.
I can't see it.
Now I'm not gonna say who cares. No, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, because I don't know. Sony, for me, the thing is with Sony,
I would prefer it to be Netflix.
Correct.
And all of this. And I didn't say that over the microphone. I prefer all things Netflix. You know, I think Netflix will do an incredible job as far as distributing. The TV side is a home run. They'll kill that. The studio side obviously is the question mark of how would they do that. I think that they would just distribute the more important. They would hyper focus on the more important characters and the more important stories that need to be put out to the masses. I don't think they would just do everything. I think it'll just be more zoned in. They wouldn't do a lot of premieres, I don't think. I don't think it'd be like, you know, very toned down as far as releases in the theaters because they're a streaming company. They're like, we don't need to. I mean, hello, we're part of the reason why movie theaters are where they are. Hello, it's us. It's us. We're him. We, you know, so that's my thing. But as far as your issue, which you've always said from day one is like, you know, Disney is like, I'm trying to give an analogy as far as comparing them to something like they're like a museum, right? Like they are a museum of fine art. And you know that whatever that art is, whatever sculpture, whatever painting is, and it goes into that fucking museum, it's going to be handled with the greatest of care because that's what they do. They don't know shit else but handling great works of art. That's all they know how to do.
Yeah.
And they don't care because that's what their business is. And that's the best way to describe how Disney would handle it. I mean, whether you love or hate Disney, there's no question about it that they would handle this thing the way it needs to be handled. It'll be handled with the type of care that it needs to be handled with, because the problem with DC Comics and Warner being associated with it, tied with it, is that it's been with a bunch of companies that don't know shit from shit when it comes to all of those intellectual properties. They don't know what they have, really. They just know that it's an asset that people like and love. Like, we have, that's what it is, the fascination to have something that people like.
And they don't know how to dish out.
And we don't know what to do with it. We don't know. It's like having a fine ass chick, right? And
you don't know where to.
Everybody, you know, a lot of people want her and shit, and this, that, and the third, but you don't really know what to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
It's out of your league.
It's out of your league. But you got it because you got money. You can get her.
Yeah.
You can get her. But you ain't really, you ain't supposed to be with her. You only got her because you got the money.
And the thing with Disney, though, you know projects will come out. You don't have to.
Yeah, because they're not on some boardroom timeline or some weird shit. Like, no, we're a content producer. That's what we do here at the Mouse.
And that's
newsflash, motherfuckers. Newsflash, motherfuckers. Here at the Mouse, what we do for a living, our number one business is creating content. That's what I respect about Disney. Like, as a content creator myself, that's the one thing I respect about Disney. Like, they're traditional, like brick and mortar when it comes to just creating content. That's what they do. It's like, we don't do nothing else. We don't sell insurance. Sony's an insurance company, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. It's an insurance company. Google is an advertising company. Like, there's a lot of pseudo companies playing as creators or whatever. The Mouse isn't that. The Mouse has been one of the originators of that.
I mean, and you look at their Star Wars. You know, they when they purchased it, I mean, man, you and I were in what, sixth grade, seventh grade when episode one came out? It was seventh grade when episode one came out, and everybody was hating it. And honestly, decades are gone by, and you got Dart, Mr. New York City right now, Mr. New York Giants QB. His favorite character is Anakin. He does his eye paint and dedication to Anakin. So, and that's again,
I actually never knew that
yeah.
because I was looking at the way
Yeah,
it was the way it was done,
correct.
and I was like, that's odd, and I just didn't really
Yeah,
put two and two together, and I moved on. So now it makes sense that
he's a Star Wars geek. He's a Star Wars geek, and he's even said it. His
he
favorite
kind of
character,
looked like fucking Anakin.
and that's why he does have his hair that way. He likes him. He's not a Darth Vader fan. He's an Anakin fan. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's Disney is smart. Everybody didn't like how the newest trilogy ended.
I just gotta say,
And-
meanwhile, my man, he's giving tributes to Anakin, you know, fictional character. Meanwhile, as he's doing that, his backfield compadre is getting iced out grills. Just want to say
Yes.
that scat.
Yes.
And the iced out chain scat. That boy, you know that boy right there.
Boy,
That boy right there.
that country right there.
You know that boy right there. He ain't the brightest crayon in the box.
And
I mean,
I'm
he ain't the sharpest knife in the, and he's not. He may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer.
he's about to be the shiniest now.
He gonna be the shiniest.
Boy,
that boy is. Oh, you gotta love that boy. They pitch his cheek. That boy is bright, ain't he? That means he's special.
that boy's gonna be. You know what? He's gonna be CP3 instead of gold is diamonds to Dart.
That boy is special. I mean, he's bright, ain't he?
Bruh. But again, you know, the new trilogy that came out 2018, possibly 2019, didn't do a good job. And again, they're still pushing out now TV shows. The Mandalorian made a big hit. You know, they had some fail series because something that we both can agree, Disney as a whole, they love to cater to what everybody is either talking about or arguing between the two. And they like to put those things into certain series or movies. And yes, these are fictional characters. And I will say they did a great job with Captain Marvel, because she is a feminist. The character she plays is one of the feminists in Marvel world, you know. But then when you go to the Star Wars and they want to twist certain things and add certain things that you don't have to do it, hey, it fails. But again, they don't want to sell it just because it's failed. They wait. They put up on the shelf, let people digest everything that just happened and get it out of their system. And then guess what? At a New York Comic Con or the San Diego Comic Con, they'll come out and say, guess what? We have a new movie that's coming out next year with one of the hottest actors playing a part. And now everybody forgot. And now they're waiting for the new, where Discovery, they had some fails. AT&T had some Zack Snyder fails, and what they end up doing, all right, we're going to sell it. That's why I go back to saying I want Disney. Netflix, their heroes showings that they got from independent, it might not streamed as much, and then they get declined, and you're not going to get a season 2 because season 1 wasn't great because people didn't want to see it. And That's another scare for myself because I don't want to be back here again 5 years later. Netflix buys it. They're a great streaming company, but maybe they just didn't, I don't want to say promote it, or people just didn't care to see another reboot of Batman.
Or
And
even more cynical than that. They buy it because they secretly really don't give a shit about
yeah,
the cinema.
yeah, and that's the
Even if it's
problem.
if say that's bad, right? Let's say
Yeah.
that's just this again. We don't know this, but that's it. I just went total left field because as you were thinking,
Yeah,
because your main thing is uncertainty.
and that's the
If you're being
thing.
honest
Yeah,
and you're taking out your personal opinions and feelings,
hmm
there is some uncertainty. I just broke down and gave you an eloquent analogy or eloquent breakdown of what
yeah.
Disney is, the structure of Disney. There's no uncertainty there.
You
With
know what you're gonna
Netflix
get.
being a new company, getting a legacy company like that,
Yeah,
there will be some uncertainty.
I
Now, this
mean,
will be interesting. If let's say, I think honestly, if it was really to be broken down into parts, I think the HBO part would. I think Apple would die for that part. I mean, that HBO part
yes.
would that would thrive over there at Apple because
Oh
Apple's
yeah,
doing
one
some
hundred
great
percent,
shit. Let's be
one
honest.
hundred percent, one hundred and
If they
ten
were able
percent
to
on
take
that.
that piece and HBO can talk about talk about Disney, right?
Yeah,
It homes and where it belongs. Like let's say this DC belongs with Marvel and Disney, right? And
yeah,
let's say HBO Max, the content studio of Max, the tradition that is of HBO
yes,
goes over to Apple, and Apple they walk around all day with white gloves.
yeah,
I mean, if
no,
you haven't paid attention, that's kind of Apple's thing, white gloves.
yeah.
So they would handle that with the most care, I think.
Oh, one hundred
So
percent, one hundred
I
percent.
think if we had it in our way, it would go that way as far as the
Yeah,
masters of that domain and how it would be. But
correct.
I'm afraid that it'll end up being something crazy, like, Paramount taking it, or, maybe Comcast throwing their self in there because I look at it like this. I'm just thinking, man, Paramount. I keep forgetting the Ellisons
Because
have
we don't care
the
about Paramount.
I keep
We
forgetting
don't
that
want
I keep
Paramount.
forgetting
That's
the
why.
Ellisons have an unlimited amount of money, and I keep thinking about budgets and stuff. And I'm
But
just like,
but
wait,
see,
they
like
own Paramount. They could just buy whatever they want,
but
despite
I don't want
Paramount
them
not being
there.
able to buy it.
I just can't see them at Paramount. And you know what? Something that just dawned on me, and I don't want to go back to the Netflix thing, but I'm going to. As much as they did great with Electra, well, not Electra, but Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, they also sold them back. They didn't have to, but they did. So it's like, again,
Yeah, but
what if
they
what?
didn't want to continue licensing it.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So what if you do get DC?
I don't
You
know if
do,
they had a choice
but
though.
they did. They
I
didn't have
mean,
to. They didn't have to.
I know, but
It's just
Disney
like
was not going to
Sony.
take no for an answer.
I mean, look what's happening with Sony.
It's like take
Netflix,
it, take it,
but hold
take
on.
this,
Netflix can easily
take this
do what
golden brick of money.
Sony could have done. They could have done the same thing with Sony. Hey, you want to use Daredevil? All right, we're gonna have we're gonna share the name. We're gonna share the actor. You're gonna get you're gonna give me a piece of the pie. That's what they do with Tom with as Spider-Man. That's why Sony failed when it came to their villains. Because they made their villain movies hero movies. That's why they failed. That's why they're just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm sorry. I mean, right now they're being petty because we haven't gotten Miles Morales third or the last of his trilogy. Okay, that was supposed to come out a year after, but I get it. The writer's strike, the actor strike, whatever strike it was. However, that was about what 2, 3 years ago, I think. The movie's not coming out till next. I think not even next year. I don't think it's coming out in 2026. It's coming out in 2027. Okay, they're petty because rumor already had it where Miles, as the real life actor, whatever you want to call it, that will portray him, should be coming out in the next Spider-Man movie, which is going to be up next year. But guess what? Sony said no. Why? Miles Morales' trilogy is not over. That's probably when they're going to sell it to Sony. So again, like, they're being petty. So my thing is, Netflix gets DC. They have a good 5-8 years of distributing TV series and stuff like that on Netflix. And then they just decide to just say, hey, you know what? We're going to sell it again. We're done. We did what we wanted to do. That's what I'm scared of.
And that's what I don't think they'll do, because that's just intellectual property. That's literally would take away from their library, because they're in the business of collecting and adding to their library. And what better piece to add to your library? Your business is getting customers, maintaining customers.
I hear you.
And if you build your archive of that brand with all those characters, and when you buy that, you get all that shit.
Yeah, you're getting
all those animated series that was created already. You get all that shit. The comic books, I don't know what you do with it, but you have it. Now
that's another reason why Disney should get it. You just said it right there. The comic books.
It's there.
It's good for business.
It's a part of the business, though. It's an unused, untapped part of the business.
And Disney knows.
Listen, people are still buying fucking Pokemon cards. People.
Yeah.
Why can't they still buy fucking comic books?
We do. We do buy comics.
What are we talking about?
And now they have their own apps. Now they have their little apps that you can purchase for.
Do you think Discovery knows what the fuck to do with comic books?
No, man. They don't know how to do with anything.
So I mean, like I said, the problem.
As of right now, I just personally think we're just at a point where, like, you know, people got excited for Superman. We're gonna get Supergirl next year with Jason Momoa playing Lobo, and then probably after next year we're gonna hear that, oh well, James Gunn's not returning to be, you know, to run DC, and then we're gonna have another reboot, and we're not gonna get movies or series that were planned to actually come out, and we're gonna be doing the same thing all over again with DC Comics, and everybody wants to talk about, you know, a lot of people like myself. Oh, you're Team Marvel. You just like the MCU better, and it's like, no, it's not that. It's just we get things pushed out with Marvel. We're not going back around. Now people are going to be talking in probably 2028 when we will get a new Iron Man and a new Captain America, and they're going to talk about, well, there goes your reboot. And then there's going to be people like myself that says, well, did you pick up a comic book? Do you know what happens after Secret Wars? No? Well, that's what we're getting with the MCU. So again,
let's just put a bow on this. Where do you ultimately see this being? How this ultimately plays out, as far as where this company ultimately ends up? Like,
DC.
I mean, because it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be sold in parts. I think it's gonna be. I think it will.
I think they're going to sell it in parts.
No. I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna be broke down. Like, I don't think the studio streaming part is gonna be broke down. I think you're gonna have to take the whole streaming studio.
Well, the streaming faction, like
they're gonna sell like the
HBO
whole
Max,
thing. All that. Yeah, they're gonna sell all that together.
They're gonna do
think they're gonna break it down.
But DC is separate.
I think they should.
But
Yeah, I think
DC
they
is
should
separate
break it
from
down.
that,
Yeah, we
though.
both think they should break it down
No, yes,
individually, like how we
yes.
said, like, hey, Apple, you take HBO,
Mhm.
Disney, you take DC Comics. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they'll sell off that whole unit together, and because no one's gonna buy the legacy part, and they're gonna separate the two. No one's
You
gonna
never
buy the
know. What
cable
about
services.
Paramount? You never know. Paramount might.
Paramount
Paramount
don't give a
might.
shit.
But that's what I'm
Paramount's like, we want
saying.
the whole thing.
But if they can't get their hands on the whole thing, they'll
But
take
we
a
have
piece of it.
ulterior motives of why we want. Like I said
But
earlier, we have ulterior motives. We don't give
but
a
I
shit
get it.
about like.
But I get it. However, you're still gonna go ahead and are going to have the ability to take that part, which is whatever the library, the archives of the streaming, right? And if Paramount is not able to get the whole thing, you think Paramount is not going to take a part? If they're telling them to their face, whoever's in charge, well, you know who's in charge, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we're not going to give you the whole DC, Warner Brothers, Discovery. We're not going to give you the whole. We're going to have you take a piece of it. You think they're going to take DC over the streaming archives, Discovery, HBO Max? They're going to take that because it's Paramount. This is Paramount. They're going to take that. And
Hey, if I was on the board, I'm gonna play a sound effect. Unfortunately, you can't hear it. So
yeah.
like, give it a little space to breathe. If I was on the board, I would slam the door in Paramount's face for a fucking fourth time, and I would give them the Willy Wonka treatment.
And I'm
just
with
like
you on
this.
that.
And I give them Willy Wonka treatment.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And slam the door in their face.
And I agree with it. I totally 100% wholeheartedly agree to that because there's no point. I don't think Paramount should have anything. Do I have Paramount? Do we watch Paramount? Yes, there's my shows on there, but
I'm gonna be watching UFC on Paramount.
Yeah, but when it comes to this, my side of what HBO Discovery have, I don't want them to touch it. I mean, my number one would be Disney, the rat, because the mouse knows what it's doing. And then the other two would be Netflix and Amazon Prime. Those are the other two. I mean, if you want to think about the comics, you got Amazon, the app, you can buy your comics on there. They will dish it out, whatever the case is.
They have to give them credit. They have kept a pretty decent comic ecosystem only because that's their business. They're in public. They're in publications.
Listen, you
Kindles,
see what they're doing with.
Could you imagine what this would do to the Kindle?
But don't
franchise,
forget too,
as far as having the comics unlimited and all of that.
But you want to talk about the comics, you just don't have Seth Rogen touch anything in my DC, please. Please.
I love Seth Rogen, so no Seth Rogen.
Listen, no.
I love me some Seth Rogen.
What he did with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie, garbage. I don't want him to touch it. Listen, let him stick to the boys. Let him stick to the Invincible. I will applaud him with those two comic book independent series. Do not touch DC. And if you're going to touch DC, touch Booster Gold. Take Booster Gold. You know what? Make that your project. Don't.
Yo, he. You know what? It's funny. You know what? It's
else,
funny.
Please.
It sounds funny and facetious, but he'd crush that. Yo,
he would
Seth Rogen movie is Booster Gold. No, he has to be the voice.
No, well, that's a cartoon. I'm talking about like him. Listen, a lot of people don't get it.
I'm thinking of some little the Astro Dog.
No. Booster Gold is I mean, there's a couple versions, but in a nutshell, he's a hero who likes to be the star, and he's not really a true good hero. He's like I don't know, comic relief. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I'm trying to like really think about his origin story and how it came about and everything else. And honestly, like I really do hate being half asleep talking about this right now. But at the end of the day, Booster Gold, Seth would make a great movie, great TV series. I mean, if people are not watching, look what he's doing with The Boys. Look what he's doing with Gen Z. Like, or Gen V. I'm saying Gen Z. Look what he's doing with Gen V. Look what he's doing with The Boys, Invincible. Like, he's crushing it. So Prime is doing good with comic book stories. I will give him that. And honestly, now that we're talking about it out loud, I ain't gonna lie. I will have Amazon number 2. I will have him a number 2, then number 3. To be honest with you, I will have Netflix now at number 3. And I'll put Prime at number 2.
Because of the infrastructure they already have in place as far as the publications are concerned.
And the comics and how they're
they would crush
and
the comics portion. I mean, Kindles would fly off the door. You would get a Kindle.
I mean, do you watch The Boys? Let me ask you.
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I know you've brought it up before, but I know
you have to watch The Boys, and then you're gonna have to watch Gen V. And I'm gonna say this nicely. It will put comic book series, whatever that was on Netflix, including Daredevil, to bed. Amazon takes it. Especially with the blood, the fighting, the darkness, the craziness. Yo, you have them cook with a Batman storyline, or yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta take it back. I will have Amazon at number 2 and Netflix at 3 now. That's my top 3: Disney, Prime, Netflix.
That's respectable.
Because I totally forgot
That's respectable.
I just saw the season finale of Gen V on Wednesday, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for the final season of The Boys, season 5 that's supposed to come out next year. I mean,
it's respectable. You mentioned the word that stuck to me, and you said crazy. You know what's also crazy? You know what's also crazy?
What?
Your New England Patriots at 5-2.
Yes.
That's what's also crazy.
It's what
a perfect segue into the.
He may be him. He may be him.
No one would have expected the Patriots to be 5-2 right now. I mean, granted, we're not halfway through the season yet.
I did say they're gonna make it to the playoffs.
Look at this. I pulled up the division and I pulled up the AFC, right? But the division is crazy because it's just a 2-horse race. You can just forget about the other guys. Like, you got the Dolphins at 1-6, you got the Jets at 0-7. So it's just like,
I don't know. I didn't know that they're still in the NFL.
It's just like this hole right there. After you hit the Bills, after the Patriots and the Bills, it's just this crater.
And we can sweep the Bills.
You can't.
Bills.
I expect the Bills to take it. I expect the Bills to
sweep them. We'll see.
I think you guys have a pretty good.
It will be in December, so I can see us sweeping them. But it's the same. The Bills got the same teams that they got to play. Everybody has to play the same teams. So can we win most of our games? Yeah, but there's gonna be a lot of trap games. It's any given Sunday. That's how I gotta look at it. It's any given Sunday.
Y'all got Browns, Falcons. Bucks is gonna be tough. That's gonna be at Baker, so that's gonna be tough. I can't wait to see that game. Hopefully, that'll be on TV.
It's a night game, I believe.
Oh, well, I know they got it November 9th. They got it at 1 p.m. right now. So
it is. Okay, never mind.
yeah, they got an early.
That's
That's an early
Yankees.
game. That's an
I'll be
early game.
watching it down here.
Yeah. So then you got Jets, you got Bengals, you got Giants. Giants should be good. That should be an exciting game.
Yeah.
That's a night game actually. It says December.
Yeah, no. It's my
15th.
holiday. That's my holiday party. I might skip for my company.
And then you got December 14th. You got because I think you got a bye after that. December 14th.
Yeah, 14.
Bills, and they come to town after the bye. And then
Not
after
worried
the
about
bye, you go to after the Bills hosting the Bills. You go to the Ravens. December 21st. That's an early game. And then you end the season against the bottom dwellers of the division, against the Jets and the Dolphins. So those should be gimme games because by that time you should be fighting for position in the draft.
Correct.
But yeah, those last two now. So I think because now you're not really fighting for playoff spot. You guys are going to get into playoffs. Now it's a matter of positioning because if you can clean up some of these lesser opponents, granted, Falcons are scrappy. They're going to be scrappy.
Browns, the Browns. The Browns are their defense. They're the number one defense.
Their defense is respectable. Yes,
they have yet, if I'm not mistaken, the Browns haven't had someone, or I think maybe one game, have their opponents go over 20 points.
Man, if you guys could put together some wins right before you end the season, because it's the season. I mean, the tougher schedule, the tough games are going to be the 14th and the 21st.
Yes,
December. That's Bills, and then that's Ravens. At that point, you're probably fighting for positioning.
Yeah, who's going to get 1 or 5?
Who's going to get what spot?
1 or who has 5? Hey, and right now we're seed 2. We're right underneath the Colts.
Yeah.
We're right.
Colts, man. Colts. Who would have thought the Colts would be 6-1?
Let's not just say Colts. Let's just say what it is. Daniel Jones. It's not Colts. We knew they had Taylor.
Yeah, but that running back's been good for a long time.
But that's what I'm saying. We can't say Colts.
I wish we could have got him. He was up first when they were willing to trade him.
But you got Jerry.
I think I put a fucking video together for that.
You have Jerry Jones.
The video together talking about how we should go.
Jerry Jones. You have Jerry Jones.
Jesus Christ.
You have Jerry Jones, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Gerald Wayne Jones.
I got Robert
like asshole. Gerald Wayne Jones sounds like an asshole. Like that name.
And he is.
But no, I mean, it's some really good surprises right now as far as it's going to come down to the wire as far as the slots are concerned.
Yeah.
Who's going to get in. Because, you still got the Jags fighting for a slot. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they could potentially still be feisty as far as getting in the wild card.
Yeah, but I think right now they're
4-3. So I'm looking at the chart now.
I think it will be 5. No, the 5th or 6th. No, 6th seed. I think that would be the 6th seed considered.
Yeah, they'll probably be around there now because let's see, look at the AFC West is a juggernaut. That's gonna be Broncos 5-2, Chargers 5-3, and then
the referees came back off the bench for Kansas City. So they're back. They were out
Steelers, for 4-2. That division, so that's the one. I'm looking at seeing where the extra wild card is going to come from. So that division is going to get one representative. The AFC North.
Yeah, that's it.
You got Steelers, Bengals, Browns, and Ravens.
Yeah, that's
only one team's coming out of that division.
One, that's it. The other ones are
division's gonna come out of that.
The extra ones are gonna come out of the West.
The West or the South. It all depends on how good the Jags. How good are
the Jags? But you're gonna get 3 out of the West.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get 3.
Yeah, you're getting 3 out of the West.
You're getting 3. Whoever's gonna be at 1.
Chargers, Chiefs. You're gonna get Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs.
Now, which order? We don't know. That's to be determined. How the referees play.
listen.
with the
That
cheese,
boy
with the
Rice is
cheese.
good. Rashid is good, man.
Yeah. So where's the refs,
It's just
man?
a matter of time.
Listen, man.
They
So
get all
where's
the
the refs?
receivers back. It's
The
a
ref-
wrap.
Listen,
The light show is back. I mean, I hate to break news to you guys.
The referee's
Hold up.
eyes. The referee's eyes are back. Referee's eyes are back.
Right here, me here, and
Referee's
Mahomes haters out there.
The referee's eyes are back. They got their glasses.
Crazy.
They got their glasses.
I was talking real crazy and reckless and wild for these last couple years, especially these first couple few losses. We didn't really have anybody to throw to.
No, they didn't have their referees.
Now,
get it right. They got their referees now.
Now that you have a fully healthy receiving core for the first time ever, really, because these guys have been on the same roster but haven't really played together. Now that they're finally together, the Hollywood Browns, the Worthies, the Rashid.
Actually, you can't put Worthy in it. He hasn't done nothing. It's Holiday Brown and Thornton.
Worthy is definitely he opened up the field. And we said all these guys. We said Thornton. We said all these guys, and we didn't even mention the elder statesman.
Don't.
Yes,
yes. Oh my God. Swifty. No, Travis Swifty.
All of these weapons coming back is just gonna open up things.
Let's
old man Kelsey.
Listen, let's just be honest.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger.
The referees are back.
I'm just delivering the message now, so you know what to expect ahead of time.
Listen, the referees are back,
and now shit is up.
No, the referees are back. Referees are back. You know, they're out there. They can't even see a holding call on the Chiefs.
Y'all can say what y'all want.
They can't even see a full start from the Chiefs. But hey, the Lions, they saw everything.
I find it so comical to me that
at least for New England, no.
People,
when it came time, when it came to touching Tom,
calling the kettle black.
Listen, I'll be honest. No, when it comes to the flags when it comes to flagging anybody who touched Tommy Boy, I'll give
you guys don't have a say.
Stop. Listen, when they touch
cheating.
Listen, we all know the rules in school. We all know the rules in school. It ain't cheating until you get caught. Let's just be honest.
Do you realize that you had a decade plus of this shit that you hate so much?
Yo,
are you
kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
When it came down to full starts, we got calls playing in full. Hold on. Name me one New England Patriots game where we had 0 penalties.
Oh, stop! I'm not relitigating the decade of fucking.
Pull the stats.
I'm not relitigating that. Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Listen,
one game
y'all
that
out
we
there,
had
y'all
0
watch
penalties.
Y'all out there that watch this,
and
y'all around our age,
0
actually witness, because it's a lot of newbies out there who probably like 30, early 30s.
I'm not denying that we had the referees on our side.
Who don't really know shit about shit, who didn't experience that decade of fucking, I don't even know you want to call it, espionage. Dominance, it was dominance, but there was a lot of shit in between that dominance.
That is true. I'm not denying that.
These fucking fans want to scope right under the rug because they're not in charge no more. So they want to sweep shit under the rug like,
don't worry,
we 6 championships. And it was a lot of wild shit going on.
Listen,
and a lot of those home games. I tell you that much. Watch the home videos.
100%.
Ravens fans.
Nah, boy, yeah.
Talk to me.
What?
Shit. They know.
Ravens fans, yeah. John knows, and that's why karma is biting him in the ass, and he can't even fucking win a game without Lamar.
I don't want to hear about
can't even win a playoff game.
Oh, Chiefs. Oh, fucking. We watched the fucking Patriots do this shit for a decade.
Listen, man, I don't remember having a game that we had 0 penalties. You know that's true. We had no game that we had 0 penalties, especially.
I can't even remember the last game where the fucking home team, the home arena, and all the fucking headsets fail.
But hold on.
I don't remember. I still don't remember the last time I heard that.
And I agree with that. The home field, I agree with that. But damn, these boys,
really precious playoff
these boys are
talking about a
freaking
regular season game,
international.
and we talking about playoff games. The Tuck rule. We could go on and on and on and on. Let's not stop.
Hold on, that Tuck rule. That wasn't even
the championships.
Listen,
I'm a Patriot. Look, I'm a Cowboys fan.
That Tuck rule though wasn't even in our dominance.
Listen,
so
I'm a Cowboys
fan. That from us.
It started the fucking dynasty. If you're an Oakland Raiders fan, you are sick. Because guess what?
Of course.
They went right back to the Super Bowl after that year.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? They might have. John Gruden doesn't leave. They go to the Super Bowl. They win. They probably go back because they go back.
You think they would have beat? You think they would have beaten the Rams? You think
I would like to see it? I would have liked to see it because they had. They would have been scoring. That would have been a nice Super Bowl to watch because them two teams.
But you honestly think they would have won?
I don't know.
I mean, no. Let's just be honest. Like.
I don't know.
I mean, shoot, we were what? We were 15, 16.
It wasn't 01?
01. Yeah, we were like 15, 16. Yeah. Like 15, 16.
I'm 17. I was probably 17.
Yeah.
16, 17.
No, you were 16. I was 15. Yeah, because it was the 2000 series. 2000 season.
I would have loved
15,
that
16.
though.
I don't think I think the Rams would have had
a high scoring game.
I think the Rams would have had a back-to-back.
I would have liked to see it.
The Raiders had the offense. The Raiders had the offense
because they would have had a hard.
Yes, they had a young. The Raiders had a young defense.
Old man Tim and
that's what I'm saying. They had the offense, but can their defense stop?
What they had Romanowski? Did they still have Romanowski? Bill Romanowski. They had fucking hold on, Bill Romanowski. They had Charles Woodson.
But they were young. Wait, Woodson was young.
Woodson is locking somebody up.
But what I'm saying is,
they had
a nice young defense, especially their secondary.
I would like to see it.
But you had their veterans. I think the Rams would have took it. I don't think it would have been a blowout. It would have been a blowout. But shoot, Rams come back second half. They would have been taking that shit.
Score is probably 33-30.
I would say
because the Rams is not stopping that offense, and maybe the Ravens.
Nah, 28.
Maybe the Raiders aren't stopping the Rams.
28-33. I would have said 28-33.
Because 28-33. You got London Fletcher. He's got a spy on Rich Gannon because Rich can move. He's not like fucking Warner. He who can't move. Rich can actually move. So he was a pseudo scrambling quarterback. He won a fucking MVP for God's sakes. He was pretty good.
I know.
Like people forget Rich Gannon was pretty good.
Listen,
that's why I'm just saying
that just ruined that. That hurt me when Timber won.
But again, what we later found out, just to put a bow on the Patriots, when you be honest with the game and you see things and you watch it as much as we watch it, you see who's really great and who's really not. And it was undeniable within a few seasons that, number 12 was him. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it came down to. It was number.
But people, what's the
it
issue?
got to a point where it was like.
But you want to know something?
All of this bullshit. Hold on, all of this bullshit that's going on, all this little insidious shit, that weird shit that happens, whether it's headsets failing or whether it's being recorded in the locker rooms and Peyton Manning being smart as he should, having meetings with his fucking receivers in the showers and shit. And because shit was bugged, and it's beyond all of that, number 12 you had to worry about. Number 12 was the person that made it all go. He was the engine that made it all go because you could put the motherfucking, you can grab somebody you could grab the guy serving the hot dogs and put a jersey on him.
Dishing out the beers.
And he gonna get a couple catches. That's how great Tom is and was. And it was undeniable. At that point, you start to see that. And that's when I was saying, I was early on saying that, like, yo, it's Tom. It's not fucking Bill. Look at Bill in North Carolina
Bill,
right now.
Bill with their defense, though. Bill with his defense, though.
Yes.
I mean, because his defense, the first
seasons,
three,
maybe.
first three seasons, the first three Super Bowls.
Maybe.
Look what we did. Look
I'll
what
give
we
him
did to the
Super Bowl
Panthers.
one.
What about the Panthers?
That was a high scoring Super Bowl of the Panthers.
What about yeah, but I mean, yeah, it was what 20
it was up there.
It was in the 20s. And then but not even the Eagles. The Eagles wasn't.
That was high too. Hold on, let me see.
No, I think the Eagles were in the teens. If I'm not mistaken.
That one.
I think it was in the teens. I mean, regardless, I mean, it's still TV. You know, the offense, the 2-minute drives. Yes, of course. But let's just be honest, though. At the end of the day, people forget Tommy Boy, man. People started realizing Tommy Boy was Tommy Boy in the season of 2007 when Wes Welker, Gaffney, Stewart, and the number 81 himself, Randy fucking Moss, comes to town. That's when everybody went like, oh my God, Tom Brady this. They forget how Tommy was.
Yeah, so just real quick, just to give context, it's the Super Bowl scores real quick.
Yeah.
You got Super Bowl against the Rams. Obviously, that was a low scoring one. That was 20-17. Yep. Panthers in the Patriots 32-29.
Wow, okay.
29.
Well, see, I knew one of them had to be in the 20s. Like
yeah,
20
so I knew that one was the one that was high 20s.
Yeah.
30s. Now you was right about Super Bowl against the first Super Bowl against
the Eagles.
That was
yes.
24-21.
Yes, I knew it was a lower.
Because now you look at it, the Patriots Seahawks were higher than that. That was 28-24.
Yeah. And then obviously the Eagles.
And then of course you got
Falcons.
the Patriots and Falcons 34-28. That was an overtime.
And those were Toms. Those were Toms, and then you needed. But you know what? Hold on. We gotta share light though. There was defensive moments. Got the ball back to give it to Tom.
You got to give it to Tom.
You're giving it to Tom.
This is my Mahomes argument. And this was my Mahomes argument early in his career. They couldn't stop anybody. He couldn't get the ball. They beat Mahomes his first time because he couldn't get the ball. And they over here like, Mahomes is not the same. And what are you talking about? It's like, yo, one dude had a decent offense. And one dude had no defense at all. One had an elite defense.
But you can't beat on You can't beat on Patricia Mahomes anymore. That's the issue.
And then
I'll give him the Tom. That's the Tom.
Tom wins that game, right? Tom's brain won that game. It wasn't even because that's that game.
Him and Josh.
This is against Pat, and they beat Pat to get to the Super Bowl to play the Rams. And
that's what I'm saying.
That was the stink fest that we had to watch.
Listen, man, Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. Then them two, that OC.
Man, if you didn't jump off sides, it still haunts Chiefs fans.
Listen, I just got to say one thing. People can shit on Josh McDaniels all they want as a head coach and shit. I do too. And people may shit on the whole, why don't you go after a younger OC? Why? You got Josh McDaniels. Like, I'm not talking about a Charlie White beginning stages with Tom Brady or a Bill O'Brien, which I'm not a Bill O'Brien fan. I mean, yeah, he helped do the 2 tight end, but Josh McDaniels. Listen, Josh McDaniels with Drake May right now. You give Drake May and Josh 5 to 10 years, people are going to hate us all over again.
Hey, don't worry, guys.
91.
You're right. You're not wrong about that.
91%. I think it was 91.62. And Tom Brady's best one was at 88.3 something. Year 2, The dude's 23 years old. The dude is 23, and he doesn't have a lot of starting QB games under his belt, like Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were shitting on Drake. Oh, he plays for North Carolina. He's doesn't have an arm, or he doesn't have the accuracy. Okay, but that was a dog. You look at some of those North Carolina games. He was a dog. He was a dog. And you know me since I was 8 years old. I love my dogs. I'll take dog over talent any day of the week. And he bought into what Josh McDaniels was, giving him. And look where he's at right now. I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest tests right now. It's going to be one of the biggest ones against, man, the Reaper himself, Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he's
hey,
going to be a good challenge.
Bill Campbell might have to die this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a good challenge.
He's going to have to die. Like he said, I'll die for
that. It's going to be a good challenge for them guys. But I can't be remiss by not tapping into the NFC. I'm an NFC guy. So
look at Dallas.
It ain't doing too bad. 3-3-1. We'd be a lot better if we didn't have the most inept defense in the league. We would be a lot
Diggs
better.
Is out too. Diggs right now.
Diggs has been out since he's re-signed his contract.
Can I ask you a question? Because there's a rumor that's out there, and they're talking about the brothers reunion.
Where? Not in Dallas, hopefully.
No, us trading for him.
Yeah, whatever. Go, please. Oh, hold on.
Hold on. Would you want? Well, as a Cowboys fan, what would you want for him? For what he is. Let's just be honest. For what he is. What would you guys want for him? If you had to talk tradings,
conversation. Maybe a little role player in some a young upcoming
we're not
guy,
give Jones.
like a young guy that you guys
we ain't giving you
drafted in the later rounds.
What about Duggar?
We
what
want
about Duggar?
Duggar. They're not going to trade Duggar. Duggar's better than Diggs. So,
listen, man,
I'm very low on Diggs. I think he's very overrated. I think he's not that good of a player.
I will tell you this.
So please, God, by all means, take that motherfucker off our hands.
You said Duggar is better, and I'll
take Duggar over Diggs today.
I think Duggar will be in place of a trade because they were trying to trade him before season started. Nobody bid on it. And he is in the lower depth chart. Now, he did play last week because we do have some injuries. So I could see a potential trade with you'll give out. I mean, because he's injured too. He's injury prone. So I don't see us giving a third round, but a 4th round pick. You know what I'm saying?
I'm taking trade compensation. Listen, first of all, I got to say this since we're on my Dallas Cowboys. I was right about I forgot that I did a video talking about how we should trade Micah Parsons before this whole thing manifested. I think this might have been. I forgot about it because they make me so upset sometimes.
Yeah,
my mind just blanks out on stuff that because a lot of it isn't analysis or stuff like this. It's like a rant tied in with analysis. So I wash it out. I get it out of my system and I forget about it a lot of times. And I was like, damn, I was on that for a long time. I thought I seen enough of Micah, and this is kind of related to Trevon Diggs as well, since they're such great buddies.
Yeah.
I was done with Micah Parsons after the second time we lost to the San Francisco 49ers. I was done with him. Because
back-to-back years, right?
He didn't show up again. He doesn't show up in the biggest games. He just doesn't. He doesn't. I don't. One sack and 4 tackles isn't good enough, dog.
So let me ask you a
No.
question.
Excuse me.
What if
1 sack, 6 tackles in 4 playoff games? It's not good
so
enough.
what if he does show up for the Packers this year? I'm talking about like in a playoff game, gets 2 sacks or something like that. Like, would your mind now change and
No.
say, "Oh, no, okay.
No, because they have
It's
you.
fair.
You have to understand, they have you and have had you since you've been in the league at this supremely high level that you don't belong at.
Mhm.
So if you do that, so what? Like you need to do. I'm at the point now. The way he's getting paid fucking. I don't know what is he getting paid a year? Something ridiculous. He's getting paid damn near with Dak a year now. Like
Close to it. He's not Miles Garrett price.
Yeah,
Like, it's close.
No, I think he might.
No, he's short. He's short. Miles Garrett's still number 1, but he's short. He's up there. Regardless.
You ain't Miles Garrett. We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
So Jerry
Dude,
was partly right with that. You know what I'm saying? And
imagine that.
The thing is, my only issue with Jerry was who he decided to get in bed with. It wasn't the fact that he traded Micah. I thought he should have traded Micah because I thought
you guys would have got Miles. What if that was the trade?
They wasn't trading Miles.
No,
because even they know that Miles is better.
But imagine that though. If you guys would have got that trade. I mean, we're just like this is fan talk. This is not realistic trade. This is like fan trade.
He got like my only issue was again who he decided to deal with. Like he could have got better deals, I think, from other teams who needed him more, who needed Micah more. So that was my issue with the whole trade. It wasn't the fact that they traded him. I thought that he should have been traded. And
but you wanted somebody outside the NFC, like an AFC team, taking him?
No. I mean, he did the right thing. I mean, if you're gonna trade him in the NFC, you don't trade him don't do what the fucking Giants did.
And the division. Well, they didn't. Well, they just didn't.
What in their right fucking mind?
They didn't trade him. They just didn't sign him.
I don't. I don't care. You gave him to him. You gave.
No, you did. Yeah, because the GM.
Because there was speculation that he was going there.
The GM.
I swear to God, like
the GM is stupid. Everything was on Hard Knocks. Everybody saw it on Hard Knocks. Okay, everybody saw it on Hard Knocks. The GM.
You literally gave them a Super Bowl. If he doesn't go there, they don't win.
They don't win it.
Period. No. Like I will never forgive the Giants for that. I will never forgive the Giants for that. And I hate the Eagles. Listen, I won't forgive the Giants because
the coach gets fired. And that was the coach gets fired.
It's disgusting. Like everybody. And this is an issue that I have. Like the NBA don't even do shit like this. And this is I'm not gonna go on a tirade about my issue with the NFL as far as who really is competing and who's not really competing as far as teams is concerned, because they do shit like that. Like it tells you really aren't serious about winning. You're not. Look at the. You want to compete. You want to be relevant, so you can be in the headlines. But you really don't want to win, because if you did want to win, you wouldn't make stupid, idiotic decisions like you just did.
Yeah, but
how does that help you?
At least you're not the Dolphins.
Winning.
At least you're not the Dolphins.
Oh, well, they've been a laughing stock since the 70s, since the 80s, really. I mean, you didn't give Dan Marino help his entire career. So what the hell you Super Bowls? I mean, he didn't have any help. It was just Dan and some guys. Like, and then to be fair, the one time he went to the Super Bowl, he went against the fucking. Did he lose to the Bears?
He lost 2. He lost to the Niners.
No, I think he went once. He went one time.
Check it out. I thought he lost to the 90s. The Niners.
Never went in the 90s. He went one time.
No. The Niners. Year. The Niners. I think he lost to the Niners. The 49ers. I think he lost to. Oh, man. I thought he went twice. I know he lost to the Niners, and I think that was in the 80s. 89? 89? Or 88? It was the Niners.
One Super Bowl against the Niners.
Yep. 88, right? 88, 89?
84.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, yeah, so there you go.
It was like because he had just came in the league. It was like I knew
like
it was
his
like
first
or second year. Like he was like he was like the first Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's like, "Oh, this fucking kid! No one ever threw like him." Like again, damn, his arm is he's a GOAT. He's on that top 5, top 10.
I know.
His natural arm.
I told him I told him, kind of face to face. He is the ringless
GOAT.
no, ringless legend. I call him.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
I said it in a box.
They never provided him. They never provided him the adequate enough help for him to legit compete. So it's just
Miami could have had. Miami should just listen to Flo.
Oh, yeah, well, that's water under the bridge now. But what do you think about the Eagles? You think it's going on with the Eagles? You think that they're gonna make another? You think they're gonna make another deep run this year in the playoffs?
No, they're done. I think they're done. I think I want AJ Brown to New England. I mean, we've known this for a while.
I mean, isn't it at this point inevitable that he's gonna get traded at some point?
Probably not, because you know why?
I mean, not this season, maybe. Not this season.
Because he's in his last year of his contract. So next year he'll have to free agent.
Yeah, it's a wrap. He's not going to be
there. So he's not going to be there.
He's probably
next
acting
year.
out too, because he's like,
I think he's trying to get early. I think he's trying to get out early.
Well, because see, now I didn't know that. No, wait a minute. I thought they gave him money. They just gave him some more money. Like he's locked up.
I think he's his last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think I looked it up already. I could be wrong. But I think he's in his last year.
Oh no, he runs this. AJ Brown's current contract is a 3-year, $96 million extension with because he just signed this. I think, like literally just signed this. It says the signed in April 2024, which runs through 2029. The deal includes $84 million in guaranteed money, 1987, basically $20 million in signing bonus, and an average annual salary of $32 million, making him one of the highest paid receivers. Yeah, he got his money. Previous, because they just extended him.
So then, all right.
Yeah, he got his money. He just tired of fucking walking around with his fucking hands in his pocket because his quarterback isn't an adequate thrower.
I mean, I would like him in New England. I think he would be great for us with Diggs, and Mac. I think that would be the best.
This is why I said, again, with that being said, it doesn't refute my point. He can realistically be traded. You're talking about a top receiver in the league. This is around what they get paid. He's already been paid. You're not going to have to extend him again.
They're being petty. I think Howie's being petty. I think Howie should do right for business. Let him go to where he wants to go. He's already mentioned it. He's already shown signs of he wants to go to New England. Let him go to New England. We'll probably give him either Butte or Pop Douglas, and then either I want to say second round, but it's probably gonna be like a third round. I mean, I think we will give a third round, but they're gonna ask for a second round. But I would do it. You still got Diggs, him. I like Mac Hollins. I would love
for it, man. They gotta feel like they gotta go for it. Like, do they think is that something they'll do now? You know what I'm saying? Because Drake May is still super young. It's only really his
second year.
The second year, but he kind of didn't play a lot in the first year. So
yeah, but it's a contract. He's in the second year. He got the second year the rookie contract. I mean, granted, like I said, I don't see them going far. I see them obviously. They're still the NFC East right now, number 1 in the East. So I see them losing. I mean, they're not going to get the number 1 seed. So that's out of the picture. So I see them getting out of the wild card. They're out. They're not making it to the division.
Just to go through the rest of the NFC leaders, you got the Lions at 5-2. You got, and that's in the NFC North. See, this is going to be really interesting. We talked about who's going to get all these slots. Like, man, the NFC East, man, it's probably going to be one coming out of there.
Yeah.
Because you got the North. That's got the Packers at 4-1-1. Lions at 5-2, Bears at 4-2. So that's gonna probably get 2 potentially out of that division.
And then the
Bucks in the South. I think the Bucks are gonna win that division. Yeah. And then I don't think no one else will come out of that division, even though the Panthers are 4-3 somehow. Believe that or not, right? Crazy 4-3. And then you for sure are getting 2 out of the West, the NFC West. Yes, 49ers at 5-2, the Seahawks at 5-2, the Rams at 5-2. There's 2 coming out of there. Rams for sure. I got the Rams winning that division. In the end, I have them winning that division. But
I don't know, man.
I could see the 2, regardless, out of the 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams, 2 is coming out of that.
Yeah.
And going into the playoffs. So that means you're going to get 1 out of the NFC East, and you're going to get potentially 1 out of the South. So playoffs is going to be interesting. It's going to be some interesting. The way it's shaping up now, and this is we're at the close to the midway point.
Yeah.
So,
Thanksgiving's close by.
Yeah, and then again, once you get up into that final run, up until when you get close to Thanksgiving, all this shit can change. I mean, 3 games can change a lot. You can be looking at this completely differently by Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
So, that's what's so interesting about now, because you got all these like the Colts. Like I don't know what I don't.
The Colts are making it. The Colts will be either 1 or 2.
But we have to think, right? That's 6-1, right? But that's not
act 1 or 2.
Let's not act like we never seen a team start like fucking whatever 8-1 or whatever the case may be, and then in the year, on a downslide. So
which is true, but I don't see them. The only downside, Jonathan Taylor gets hurt. That's it.
Or
for them.
Or Daniel Jones comes back to earth.
No,
hold up. He's still kind of been Daniel Jones. He's been throwing little. Every now and then he's still.
But the receivers are catching it.
Oh, there he is.
But the receivers are catching it. The receivers are still catching it.
When you got that guy behind you, and he's at the point where he can do whatever whenever.
I think he shows up, but it's going to be in the postseason. He's not going to show up in the regular season. He's not going to lose you a game in the regular season. He's just not. That's the sad reality of Indiana Jones, as they call him now. That's just a sad reality. The Bugs got that rookie receiver.
He's awesome.
Like Boca or something like that.
Yeah, he's
nasty.
And I like that running back. I like that. Irving.
They can't lose him yet. They can't lose him. That boy gets hurt. If he gets hurt,
I just have to stress. I have to stress this. And again, I'm full disclosure. Huge Baker Mayfield mark over here.
We both are. Yep.
I'm a huge Baker Mayfield mark, and it always was before all the new resurgence that he's getting. I was riding from day one because I knew that he was getting unfairly treated and shafted by Cleveland. Teams can do that. Players. Teams could submarine players. They did it with Vince Young. Titans did it with Vince Young. Like. You could submarine players to the point where it sullies their reputation, to the point where they can't get opportunities and they're not looked at quite the same again. And they were doing that to Baker, even though they haven't been shit since he's the last quarterback there. Finding really ironic. Then the guy shows up with a busted shoulder and tries to play hurt for a shitty sports team. Shitty sports team that, because it's not the city, the fans are great. It's just the sports team, the family that owns the team are the shitholes. So he goes through all of this, plays hurt. After he brought you to the playoffs, you ain't seen or sniffed that in a long time.
Did he win a playoff game?
Yes.
He won a playoff game. Won the wild card.
I I don't know. He might have beat the
home.
Steelers or something. I
It
think
was
he
a
beat the
home
Steelers.
game too, and it was a home game.
Yeah, and then they're all close games. Even the ones he lost were close. So you were competitive. You weren't a laughing stock when he was a quarterback. He has one down year because he's playing on a busted shoulder and some other shit that was.
And you discarded
him. You kicked him in the curve because you took Odell Beckham's word. Remember that? The whole Odell Beckham shit that went down because they started doing that odds.
I forgot about it.
Wild shit on the side, and then you took Odell Beckham's word. Like you did all this dumb shit, and that's why I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns organization and why they are where they are because they put themselves there. You had Baker, you drafted him. Like, come on. Like, and then they
especially right now, the NFC, the AFC
he loses,
North.
He gets kicked to the curve, and then he goes to where? Another freaking black hole of the universe in North Carolina. And the Panthers. Who succeeds? You know who was over there with him? Sam Darnold.
Hey, they had him as a DN.
He was supposed to be washed up too, air quotes. You see the correlation there? Darnold was drafted by who? The 0-7 Jets. Who still aren't good, who still don't have a quarterback.
Super Bowl 3.
Come on. Stop. At some point, I started to look at things and say, you know what? I'm going to evaluate these guys on my own and see if they got it or not. Because I don't trust these fucking organizations. The Panthers, the Cleveland Cavs. Why would people eat Cleveland Cavs? Sorry, I wouldn't even disrespect the Cavs like that. The Browns. Like, why would you take these teams seriously? Like, and then I get mad at these analysts on TV treating these organizations like they're reputable. They're not. They're jokes. They're joke of organizations.
So let me ask you a question. Panthers quarterback Chase Young. I think he's washed. I think he's garbage.
Talking about
not Chase Young. Oh my God.
Damn, I don't know. Chase Field.
Oh my God. I know it's.
Oh God, now you make that.
I
feel bad. I forgot the boy's name. Up. You just said it. I swear you just said it.
I said Chase. I know he's young. Bro.
Well, anyway. No, I don't know about that.
I do.
You know what? Given the circumstances of where he is, again, he's in the black hole universe.
Which I get.
He's actually showed some promise. I'm surprised.
But there's a difference. You can show promise and you can still be a dumb.
It's like he's showing signs, even though the world is against him. Like, it doesn't matter how good
because he's garbage. It's like Justin Fields.
I think I think he's better than Justin Fields now. Like, if that kid was somewhere else and he wasn't in Carolinaville, we would have a different. Perfect example. If Kyle Shanahan had him with the 49ers. Come on, dog.
Listen, man.
Listen, Kyle got his guy right now. He might be a.
Listen, Kyle got his guy right
now. I don't know about IQ and all of that. I think he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
I'm sorry to tell you, Kyle got his guy right now. He got McCorkle.
McCorkle ain't shit. McCorkle,
he wanted him. He wanted him.
Yeah, he did want a McCorkle.
He wanted. He got his guy. Yeah, he got his guy now.
He got his guy now.
You know what sucks though? You got his guy, but you pay Purdy this past season.
He's not better than Purdy though. He's not. Like, I'm not the biggest Purdy guy, but he's not
Shanahan. But for Shanahan, he is.
Shanahan.
I'm not talking about talent wise.
McCorkle.
That's what I'm saying.
He love him some McCorkle, and
that's what I'm saying.
He's a quarterbacks guy. He likes collecting quarterbacks like gemstones and shit. He's toys for him.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a Heisman Trophy here, Renner here, and I got a Heisman. He had, you know what I mean, like. But back to Baker real quick. I just want to end that conversation with Baker real quick, and because it's a really good origin story as to why he is the way he is now, why he's successful, and why people shouldn't be surprised. Like, when you put players in the right situations, they're gonna perform. Period. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna put them in the shithole organizations where there's no support system through coaching, through ownership, through just the roster, what do you think's gonna happen? Ding dong, dumb dicks. You're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so now he leaves that. He's on shit out of luck. He's like, bro, I'm probably out of the league now because they think I can't play because I've been on the
Baker?
Baker.
No, remember he gets traded to the
Hold on,
Rams.
hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Because I remember they was talking about all this. Like he lost some confidence, and it was him on his whim that said, you know what, I'm gonna fly out to Los Angeles, and I'm gonna try to get myself. He got himself on that Rams roster.
Well, that's because whatchamacallit got hurt. So
yeah,
you also have
but
to thank
he was
Stafford
out there. He put himself out there. He flew out there to get being out. You know how that is. You trying to be seen so you can get it. Yeah, network. Try to get a job. Hey, give me an opportunity. And Sean McVay, to his credit, gave him an opportunity and loved Baker. And then I watched Baker, and because that was a lost season. Everybody was hurt. Baker
he wanted to stay
some
there.
of those games, and he looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty good. And Sean liked him. And Sean would have kept him if he still didn't have Matt. Yeah. Matt was still playing. And Matt, look how Matt looks now. So that's why he didn't stay with the Rams. Sean loved him, but he couldn't keep him, obviously, because he can't keep him and have Matt Stafford. So
you can't
left again, and now here we are.
Tom retires, and then
Tom retires. And shout out to the fucking Bucks for taking a flyer out on him.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. They took hey, fuck it, let's go get Baker. And look at him, balling out, MVP candidate. Not surprised at all. Shit, I wish Dak had some Baker in him. Pause.
Hey, we're kind of saying my quarterback. I call my quarterback the silent killer because he's not that big talker, but that boy shows.
He's a good dude. He's like perfect. He's perfect
man.
For that. He's perfect for that for New England, and because just as his upbringing, listen, the whites are gonna love Drake, man. Let's be honest.
Listen, man.
He's white.
Bro, he got that
white bread. He is white, country white bread.
He got that swagger though. He got that hip hop swagger.
He ain't got Anakin swagger though.
Well, I mean that's aura. That's not swagger. That's aura. All right, that's aura. That's aura. All right, Dart. But you know what though, Dart.
I like that Jackson Dart kid.
Listen.
And I'm a Cowboys fan.
And all jokes aside though, and I know people are gonna hate this tape.
And by the way, I'm gonna hold on. I gotta give my man some love before we transition out of football talk. Dak. And I've been hard on Dak. Damn near threw him in garbage. But I'm starting to realize, and maybe this is me being a fan, and sometimes fans are entitled, sometimes fans don't appreciate what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And and seeing Dak now, I do appreciate him a little more because I see the rest of the league and I see the garbage that a lot of organizations are going through, like that poor Jets kid that I seen on that viral video. And I was like, you know what? At least, you know what? I've had a lot of bad seasons and gone through some things in the playoffs and all that, but I've had some decent quarterback play, yo. I've at least had that. And a lot of Jets fans haven't even had that.
Fuck the Jets.
So
I will,
but Dak has been balling out.
He's been, and I don't like that he's not
beyond that.
MVP
and I brought him up
only
not to just talk about how he's been balling out. I brought it up because he actually genuinely, for the first time in like 2 seasons, looks healthy. Like he looks like Dak. Like because last season he didn't really look like Dak either.
He just came back from his injury.
He broke it. He broke his shit. It took him a season, I think, to get over breaking his leg and snapping it in 2. People forget about that. He snapped his leg in 2, guys.
Yeah.
It took him, I think, an extra season to get over that. And then he had the whole freak injury with I think it was the thumb thing. And then he's trying to rehab through that injury, and started to get hurt through that. Then the hamstring shit last year was the other thing. So then he had a full year to recover from all the past injuries and this injury. They gave him a newly constructed fucking hamstring. He looked like he's moving like he used to move 4 or 5 years ago now. It's like, damn, did they put a robot hamstring on his fucking on his body, attached to synthetic ligament or some shit?
I will say this though. I will have to say this. No, Dak's playing good. I don't like the fact that he's not in the MVP conversation. I know it's similar to what happened last year with Joe. But the Jackson Dart, and I know a lot of people get mad, my Giants friends, but he's about to be a Tua 2.0 if he doesn't learn how to slide. Because that boy is about to be running into some turf and helmet to helmet. I mean, I like Dog. I like how he plays, but he ain't a receiver. He ain't no running back. Like you can't be Tua 2.0 now. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely gotta say that much. But
Yeah, but just on a closing note, because I gotta get ready for a
I gotta get out of here myself shortly as well.
Little costume shindig that I'm getting ready to do where I'm gonna be dressed up as a Ghostbuster. So that should be fun. And there'll be some breweries in the building and all that. I don't drink like that anymore, but I will have a sip or two.
Yeah.
But just on a closing note, I mean, the NFL season is shaping up to be really exciting. I like the prime games. This has been the first time in a while where the Thursday night games have been actually entertaining.
It won't be next week.
Who's playing next week? Please don't say
the Dolphins and the Ravens, man.
I'll watch it. I mean, if Lamar's playing, I'll watch it.
And Lamar's not playing. Lamar's down here on Thursday night, high as hell in Hollywood.
Out of his mind.
Boy, lit.
That shit looked like it was busting, though.
That fool looked like it was busting.
That he didn't say a word.
He
didn't have to say a word. The fool spoke for himself.
Boy, it's high as hell, man.
He could be. You know what?
Boy was over here in Hollywood.
Deserves to be high. That motherfucker, he deserves it. That motherfucker plays his ass off. He works his ass off. He don't get in trouble.
Another thing. Another thing that
get high. Let him eat some good ass Caribbean food or whatever the fuck he was eating.
Listen, another thing which Miami messed up on when he wanted out and he wanted to come to Miami, he wanted to come back home. And what did they do? They love them. Or Ross loves his McDaniels. McDaniels loves him some Tua. And now they're 1-6. Hey, you could have had Lamar Jackson. You would have had a homecoming.
You could have had Justin.
You know what?
I'm not a Justin Herbert fan like that. But he's not Tua.
But in the end of the day, though, they couldn't get him anymore. But you could have gotten Lamar.
Everybody could have got Lamar.
I'm talking about a couple years ago
we could have got signed. I thought we should have went after him. I thought the Cowboys should have went after him.
But Lamar wanted Miami. Lamar wanted to.
You had him. You didn't want to because you were too busy colluding with the rest of the league to keep his value down because you were using him to keep the other values down.
Man, listen, Miami.
You know that, right? That came out.
Miami just wanted.
You know that, right, JB? That came out.
I bet. I bet.
Like this is ridiculous
because they didn't want to pay him.
This is another team like the Browns. You did this. Hey. You had opportunity. You had Brian Flores. You did this. So no one should feel sorry for you.
Oh, I'm not. I love it. I love living down here in South Florida.
I'm gonna wrap it up. That's a perfect way to wrap up this podcast, episode 90 of the Voice Junkie podcast. I'd like to thank JB for stopping through to talk about all the things. We didn't get to really jump into the wrestling thing because I'm gonna save that for a later day because it's a lot to talk to as well as far as
they're messing up with the ESPN.
Yeah, and not even just that, just the makeup of things, like far as the Rollins injury, and then the significance of that being that he played everybody and then actually got really hurt.
Yeah.
The irony of that is so crazy.
Got a real surgery too.
So crazy. The irony of that. And then gets hurt, like he blows his shoulder out. Like Cody was the other shoulder guy that blew his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like even that history where Cody had the surgery. So that's crazy. But we'll get into that another time. But Yeah, we'll get back to it. Same later time, later date. You know when you know on the social media channels that I have at Chuck Westworld on YouTube, on Instagram, and then at JB. What's your handle, right? It's BZ860.
BZ860.
If we're
Yep.
gonna start plugging you, if you on the
BEZY.
show,
Let's go.
dog, we're gonna start plugging you too. At BZ860 on all platforms, everywhere.
You know it.
All right. Until then, see you next time.
Deuces. Later.